tonight's movie night, wonderful movie. Every movie night's wonderful. Last week was True Grit and what was it called? Like not marked for death, but it was some Japanese movie that had a.
Well, it was a very generic name. Generic named Japanese black and white 60s movie.
Yeah, like late '60s. It was about like a hitman. It was like bizarre, arty kind of stuff. But it had Captain Joe from Fugitive Alien. This week, though, as if movie night constantly topping itself, even though every movie night is just a wonderful night. American Psycho.
Whoa.
Woo. Lumdrop actually requested American Psycho, so they're playing that for him.
I'm sure a lot of people requested American Psycho. I mean, it's American Psycho.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a number of years. I would like to see.
Yeah.
We had it on tape, and I watched it many times. I remember there used to be a thing where women on MySpace or Facebook or whatever the fuck would be like, if you say American Psycho is your favorite movie, I'm not talking to you. And the thing is, guys would say that thinking it's a feminist, because in a way kind of is a feminist movie, but with that very sardonic, that kind of dark humor. I say I like American Psycho because women are killed in it. That's why I tell every Wombian.
I am a real believe it or not, I'm actually quite the feminist.
But people misunderstand me often. But anyways, the second movie for movie night after American Psycho is Rambo 4, or it's really just called Rambo. I like to call it Rambo 4, which of course
I like to call it Turbo Rambo.
Yeah, because of this blog spot post from 2007, two angry men hating everything and anything movie related. And also it says parental advisory, lots of mockney. Now, I have this saved to my hard drive. I've had this saved to my hard drive since it was posted, which, as you can see on the screen, Tuesday, May 22nd, 2007. This fucking webpage is old enough to impregnate. I think legally. I'm not sure about the math on that.
That was 5 years ago. Feel old yet?
Whoa, very long time ago. But it's a review, a written review with just screenshots of just the trailer. The movie wasn't out yet, but it says John Rambo trailer because initially the movie was just going to be called John Rambo, which was the trend at the time. But
that tends to happen with a lot of movies. Like, what are we even going to call it? Well, let's change the name. We wanted to name it this.
Yeah, it's like Fast and Furious was like the fucking 12th movie in the Sirius or whatever, or Sirius series.
Serious Sam series.
Yes, I'm thinking of course of Serious Sam, but here I figured to commemorate another incoming wonderful movie night that I know I'm going to enjoy a lot.
I will have fun.
I've been mentally prepared for quite a while, and believe me, I will have fun. But
in fact, I'm going to try and get some alcohol drinks.
Yes, you know what? I think that's very justified, and it's certainly in this case. So the John Rambo trailer review, and these guys are British. In fact, it says lots of mockney, and I just today bringing this back up, I'm like, well, I don't ever remember seeing this. What the fuck's mockney? And I was like, whatever. I tried looking up these guys again, and I knew like a long time ago this page had been down. It had gone down. No, you can't even find it. You can't even search it. No, nothing.
So dark webified.
Yeah, so this is lost media. We're doing a little lost media searching here. And it was just because it was something I liked so much, and a lot of this became memes to me that I had to keep it. I was like, I need to keep this.
This whole page is a winner.
Yeah, including the images. I fucking kept all the whole complete thing. But anyways, just starting off reading it. It says, if you haven't already seen the John Rambo trailer, I thought I'd review it for you. I'm not going to pretend to do any British accent, even though it's clearly these guys are. But
Yeah, it's a co.uk URL.
yeah,
It's two angry guys,
but
two angry
just for
men.
a blogspot blog, that's all this really was too. So it's like, yeah. Anyways, it says, I could have just embedded the YouTube footage, but that's for duboids. This is a man's website where we do things differently. Fool. Um, and then picture of Rambo. This is clearly going to be like in sequence of the initial trailer, so every image is just going to be like the first
So
image.
far, also, yeah, it's an interesting method to do this by. Very simple, but also very
Yeah, it's
effective.
basically like
Yes.
live blogging. It's like live blogging the trailer
So far,
essentially.
they're
So
putting on some airs here. They're being very internet tough guy. Gee, I wonder how that's going to go for the rest of this review.
how will it get tougher, or will it just fall? Well, in fact,
Will it clearly backfire,
or not? Will it do the opposite of
or
backfire?
will they live up to it? Usually, when any of this kind of thing happens, it's like, okay, they're clearly bullshit. In fact, I hate them now for trying.
Yeah, try hard, try.
But
But
in this case, we saved the web page.
yes, specifically for for justified reasons, as you see. But at the beginning, it's John Rambo. He's got the headband. So the guy says, "Is he still wearing that fucking headband? Is it holding his brain meat together?" I imagine his head flips up like a bin lid in case he has to do some gorilla brain surgery. Apparently, his name is the highly iconic John. Hardly Rocky Balboa, is it? For fuck's sake. If he said, "I'm the fucking Rambo bitch," then he might have gotten a better response. Response to who? Oh, you'd have to see the trailer, I guess. Or the movie. Tonight on movie night.
Or if you can find this page on, like, I don't know, Internet Wayback Machine, maybe?
I have no fucking clue. Maybe? I don't know.
The site might still be up there, buried under like 30 other results.
Yeah, when I
for
Googled
two
the
angry
URL
guys.
for this, all that comes up is like 20 other podcasts that have come out since then, named the same thing, or movies, or short movies, or shorts, or playlists, or stuff that have nothing to do with this site. So anyways, the next picture is Rambo with a bow and arrow. Of course, he's Rambo. And it says, "Not for fucking Rambo, bitch," is the mere usage of a fishing rod. Not when you can fucking arrow them from your barge.
Oh yeah, he's actually fishing. He's bow fishing in that scene.
Yes.
This is the beginning of the trailer. He's basically reviewing the trailer. He is basically live blogging it.
Yes, as I pointed out earlier. But anyways.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I'm reiterating that point.
Making sure to hammer the point home. Anyways, yeah, he says, "I mean, unless he's got rope attached to that arrow, all he's going to do is spear that fish to the riverbed. Not much use, eh? I'm guessing he kills bugs with a 12-bore shotgun and kills errant mice with a cruise missile." And then the next picture is the Christian missionaries who show up in Burma to be like, we're
delivering the plot medicine. Of Rambo 4?
What?
Should we spoil the plot?
Well, no, we're just going to read the fucking review of the trailer, which
basically the plot is basically what you would expect it to be.
Yeah, it's the trailer kind of gives away what, I mean, you can almost imagine what's going to happen, but then when you see the whole movie, it's like, oh, that was exactly what I wanted. But anyways,
it was more exactly what I wanted than any other Rambo movie since probably the very first one.
If anything, it justified its existence like 1,000 times over. It was like another Rambo movie after 3, when you could, after the fucking film dedicated to the brave Mujahideen fighters, and it's like, wow, it better be a good movie then. And it's like the dread of fucking Rambo movies. It's one of the most violent movies in history.
It's also very simple. Honestly, the very first Rambo movie is saying something, and this could just be considered like a cash-in or a cash grab or something, banking on the Rambo name.
Yeah, theoretically.
But the movie doesn't just do that.
Although one thing I will say, it's like the first example of digital blood, and I have a feeling people are not going to be happy about that. To me, though, I don't give a shit.
Here's the thing, though. If you see the actual Red Band trailer, it actually looks different. They like glossed up the fucking gore.
Yeah, it's a little odd, and the digital blood sprays kind of stand out because the entire rest of the movie it has sort of a filter over it, and then the digital blood kind of doesn't. But digital blood always stands out, especially again we're talking about 2007.
Yeah, 2007. It was clearly done. In fact, I think that's one of the other things I respect about this movie is how cheaply it was probably made for. It was probably made for like $10 million or something. Again, 2007. That's like making a movie for like 12 cents.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Anyways.
I don't know. I didn't look it up, but yeah, the movie is like it looks like it could have been made very simple, and that's kind of what Stallone does.
Yeah, Stallone he did that for a while at the time. In fact, that's really where a lot of the Expendables movies came from. Was he was able to sort of get everything on kind of a lower budget. A lot of the effects were able to be done with a lower budget, and more cheaply, more easily, that kind of shit.
A lot of the actors in the movie basically hadn't done anything in a while, and so like, sure.
And yeah, it was a team-up movie, too, so I was like, oh, okay. And I have to say, though, Rambo 4 better than all the Expendables movies combined. And I'm saying that as someone who kind of liked a few of the Expendables movies.
The first Expendables movie is certainly good.
I thought I kind of like the third one even, but they're not great movies though. In a way,
they're not trying to be high art. That is also the thing. Again, Rambo 1 is something I would actually classify as high art and a good
fancy art even.
It's fancy art, yeah.
Fucking fancy.
It's a legitimately good movie, simple as.
Anyways, the text is talking about the missionaries, saying bets on how many of these dopey-looking cunts made it to the end of the film. I guess the woman will, but the others look like they stepped off the set of Anaconda 2. This time it's less convincing. They're some kind of peace-loving charity aid organization trying to help the people of Zzz. If you ask me, Rambo, I'd let the cunts head off to the jungle, throw some flowers about, read some poetry, and then watch from a distance as they got bum-fucked to death by the entire Burmese army. But then I'm a bit of a cunt like that. Meme.
Yeah, that is one of I have quoted that multiple times.
Yeah, I remember telling people I'm a bit of a cunt like that.
Usually after saying something pretty horrific.
Yeah, decidedly horrific.
Pretty edgy.
Anyways, after that, very grainy. All the screenshots, of course, grainy and blurry as fuck. It's 2007, after all. But
they're actually appropriately low res. There's an excuse for it to be low res.
Yeah. I'm also zooming this in, so that's not helping. That's making it worse, if anything.
It's not helping.
But it's like Burmese soldier guys and that kind of stuff, and he says, yes, these are the kinds of people who will respond to reasoned debate. Those guns they're carrying actually shoot discussion rays, and those grenades, explosions of discourse is all that's inside them. Another screenshot of Burmese soldier guy shooting a flamethrower, and he says, flamethrowers are epic weaponry. They're like fire extinguishers, but in reverse. How awesome is that? Even better when you see burning villagers falling over and dying. It must be a highly unpleasant way to die. I plan on being smothered to death by page 3 models whilst simultaneously drowning in a sea of Jack Daniels. Honestly,
I could see. Maybe that's why they're not posting anymore.
But yeah, they're dead. Rip. Yeah, rip.
Ripperoni.
Another screenshot of a guy falling over onto like a, kind of rickety fence, bonking his head, as I fucking can't help but think a million times over just from reading this, because the post then says, this man totally bonks his head off this post. It looks like it really hurt. I laughed. Of course, they're all supposed to be hurt, but this extra actually looks like he proper hurt himself. Yes, I am that sick cunt who spent hours skipping through the crow to find the bit where he blew his own head off. which that's not what happens to the crow. Doesn't blow his
But
own
also,
head
that is one of the reasons why I decided to see The Crow.
Yeah, I was like, do they show him? The guy dies in real? No,
Do they use the footage of him fucking dying?
no. I don't know why any of us or anyone thought that. Um, I guess they didn't want to correct that and get people to be like, oh, then I'm not seeing it. So nobody bothered to correct it.
Well, the thing is,
That might be more tragic than his actual death.
I'm pretty sure the scene that they fucking had to the scene where he gets fucking killed in real life. I think they had to use something from that because he didn't finish the movie, so they wouldn't have been able to fucking disguise that too well.
They had to use something. They certainly had to use something.
Something that was a scene from the movie. I know there's people who are going to be like, what are you talking about? No, they wouldn't have done that. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Well, if a stuntman's injured, they make sure that the stuntman's like, you better use that, motherfucker.
The stuntman, especially, everyone knows that from, what was it, a Road Warrior, Mad Max?
If I get shot to death making a movie, I'm going to be, on the deathbed, if I'm still alive, I'm going to be like, use that in the movie, motherfucker.
I'm write that into my will. You better fucking at the end of your movie better be me getting my head helicoptered off by the rotors of an actual helicopter.
Fucking John Landis actually personally flying the helicopter that lops my head. He just fucking flips it upside down, lops my head off, flips it right back side up, and lands it perfectly. And then gets out and goes, the aristocrats or whatever.
While I'm defending a child.
Yes. While also holding up a child for the rotors. To just grind them into hamburger, like, of course, the end of the other wonderful classic, The Last Boy Scout.
My body to shield the child, which didn't matter. We both got scissored in half. The child was scissored in half.
And then my headless, pick up my own headless corpse and kiss it. And then say, make sure you use that take. How do you kiss your own head, though?
Somebody actually saying, make sure you use that take.
Yes.
That's how your movie ends.
Yes.
The movie must end like that.
And you say the aristocrats afterwards, of course. But anyways.
In my will.
Here's a Blondie McLove interest. This really is written in 2007. But it was Dexter's girlfriend, actually.
Yes, in the movie. Rita, I think.
Doing what she always does, which is
it's the lady that looks exactly like her. But
no, it actually is her, and also she was in Punisher Warzone. She had just a different hair color, and she does the same thing in both movies, of course, which is perpetually be on the verge of crying and a nervous breakdown, which she is good at.
She was more stable in Dexter.
Yes, in Dexter, she's like she was abused. And so Dexter's like, oh, I don't have to even be that normal. I just have to not hit her. What a great show. Anyway.
He used Rita as to help his disguise to get away with the fact that he is a creepy incel.
Yeah, the worst thing about Dexter, he was a fucking incel.
He was a voluntary fake cell.
Yes. The worst, actually the worst. That might be the worst thing Dexter's ever done, was be voluntary, not just a regular fake cell. He's not like a regular fake cell. He's a voluntary fake cell. But Blondie McLove interest tries to reason with Rambo and get him to help. He's fucking Rambo, bitch. Did you not see the first 3 films? Well, I mean, maybe not the third one, but the third one absolutely does suck, by the way.
The third one's not a good movie. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's certainly a letdown. If you're expecting more,
such
Rambo
a drag.
2,
it's bland.
As goofy as Rambo 2 is, legitimately, it is still better.
Yeah,
I actually like it now. I like it ironically.
Although, what I like more than Rambo 2 is the UHF parody of Rambo 2. That was like 5 minutes long.
That's actually kind of the truth, is just like all the parodies of Rambo. They started with Rambo 2, and a lot of them were actually better than the movie itself.
Yes. But I mean, especially UHF. We're talking about UHF, one of the greatest works of art ever crafted by the hand of man.
A legitimately brilliant comedian.
And Rambo 4 also is one of the greatest works of art. But anyways, he continues saying, I'm guessing John won't get to bone this woman at any point during the film, as he's like 61 and she looks mid-30s, and that would be far too icky.
Mid 30s. Oh, I didn't realize she was a hag.
She's mid.
That also does bring up.
But
I remember there was some when this movie was coming out. There was some, I think, feminist rag that did an article about it. It was like covering all the violence and the death count, the body count in all these movies.
Slate did a negative review where it was like, don't they know we're in the middle of an actual war? That was also, I remember Slate doing a review of that for 300, and they're like, wrong timing, Sweaty. There's an actual war going on that needs to be spoken out against, and 300 is not going to do that. I was like, yes, no, it's war awesome.
Why I support it. I like it more now because you are angry.
Yes. War, it's fantastic, is the central theme of 300. War, it's fantastic. And speaking of which, he says, also, Rambo craves only for death, not pussy. For Rambo, the only thing of his that penetrates another person is his survival knife in swarthy soldier type, never his penis. And then
again, though, this that brings up the whatever it was, a review that just did the body count, and then at the end they're like, how much romance is in the movie? And it's like the only trace of that is in the second one where he kisses a Vietnamese girl
once.
That's slightly. The only thing.
Before she's machine gunned to death or some shit.
Yes, and she still gets fridged.
Yeah, utterly fridged. Lol.
Slamming the fridge door closed on her.
On her head multiple times before kick stuffing her further into it.
Like a combination of fucking Once Upon a Time in Las Vegas or Los Angeles or whatever the fucking movie.
Or Fatal Instinct. I never met this woman. I did not have sex with her in her refrigerator. The
bashing her head in against the fucking countertop.
Oh, you mean Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where fucking Brad Pitt just pancakes Kay's face? Oh, did I say Kay?
Hey,
pancakes.
Just because she has red hair,
doesn't mean it's actually her in real life, is it? Well, maybe it is, but
maybe, perhaps.
Anyways, the next screenshot is him hand forging the machete that he uses. This is a custom hand job.
The only shiny red end.
Well, yeah, the post says, to hammer home this metaphor, John is now seen banging away at his shiny red end, the dirty fucker. Next screenshot is someone holding a little tiny crucifix. And it says, why is John Rambo a fucking religious type? It's been a while since I saw the films, but surely a man like him isn't going to believe in God. Maybe this crucifix is actually a combat crucifix, featuring a small knife, compass, a week's rations, GPS navsat system. Sweet! I'm going to sign me up with these Christian messes forthwith. Next is the barge just kind of sailing away. And he says, so obviously Rambo has told them all to go sling their hook. Oh no. Can you guess what happens next? They must have known something was going wrong when they passed the sign reading, you are now entering Shit Creek, and then someone stole their paddle.
Oh no.
Next screenshot is, the Burmese soldiers with machine guns beating the shit out of the missionaries. And saying, the post says, and obviously things go wrong. Oh, what? Your peace talks didn't go well? Should have listened to a fucking Rambo, bitch. In fact, every time you're getting bummed to within an inch of your life by the entire Burmese army, you should remember the words of Rambo. Adrian, wise words. And then screenshot of the old guy who afterwards comes to Rambo personally to tell him about the missionaries went missing, and it says, holy fucking shit, it's John Madden of Sega Mega Drive classic John Madden's American Football. I shit you not. He's come up with a plan to rescue the hippies, but they need to make some good progress in the third down or they're out for the count, bucko. Anyway, this cunt makes Rambo say his prayers before going on a murderous, homicidal killing spree. Well done, fucko. And here's the murder is wrong. A guy who fucking ends up beating someone to death with a rock at the end. Spoilers, I guess. I don't fucking. Who cares?
But yeah, there was a webcomic that did that.
It did it twice. I remember the fucking. In fact, I should post that. I should throw that in somewhere in this video. But,
yeah, somebody else also did, like, it was a sequence of really weird-looking, melty, red Rambo.
That was the same guy, too. I think he just drew a bunch of fucking Rambo faces where he's, like, extra red and fucking just all misshapen. Clearly, that guy who did those webcomics and drawings was quite fond of this movie.
Yes, he clearly loved... I have no problem speaking on his behalf when I say that he clearly loved the movie.
I know a girl who like saw the movie and I was like, oh yeah, Rambo 4, that movie fucking rules. And she's like, it was fucking stupid actually. But also she said she had seen it like 10 times. It's like, yeah, it rules. It's awesome. We stick a pineapple up your pussy hole. But anyways.
That's the way more people need to talk to women.
To all women. Fucking respect all women by fucking calling them cunts. Good luck shoving pineapples up each other's dick holes and pussy holes, to quote Russ Hanneman. I've now watched all of Silicon Valley 3 times over. I mean, it's short, so it's easy. It's easy to just throw it on while having like breakfast or lunch or dinner or snacks or on board or whatever. Anyways, so the missionary guy though. The rock guy, as I like to call him. The post says, this guy deserves to die just on principle, but fucking Rambo bitch has a conscience. Well, I secretly believe he just likes killing dudes and could care less for the hippies. Cunts. It just says cunts. Just to end that paragraph. Yes. And it just fucking, here's one of the guys, I think specifically like the rapist dude or something. Or oh wait, no, not him. It was some other guy. That's right. It was just the guy on the machine gun from where Rambo's sort of sneaking up behind him. He says the post is saying, ha ha ha, did I pay the local land baron? I think so. I hope my wife has made lasagna tonight. I like lasagna. I know I'm going to get passed over for a promotion again. Always got me guarding this stupid post. Why the fuck do they always make me stand with my back to the scary forest? And like all that in quotes of just the guard's thoughts, his internal monologue. And he says, dumbass, you're about to get Rambo'd. And then I remember from the trailer, they didn't special effect in the machete, so it looks like he's just slapping he's bitch slapping the dude's head off.
The machete like didn't show up well on camera.
Or something.
Like it was too thin, too fast.
Yeah, and I think they CG'd it to look differently so you can see. But I remember in the trailer, it just looks like he's swinging he's karate chopping this dude's fucking head off.
Head clean off.
And it says, I managed to get this screen capture at the exact second Rambo removes this guy's fucking head with his survival knife. This is also the exact second I achieved a semi. And then fucking he takes over the machine gun and just insta-gibs the fucking guy in the driver's seat of the technical.
And the trailer shows it.
Yes. The trailer just wasn't even going to hint at this. The trailer knew this is how we get people into the fucking theater. Which I saw. I saw this movie in the theater. In fact, I went in, I kind of had a headache before going to see the movie. I was like, oh, my head kind of hurt. Yeah, my head hurts. And then, like, when he sets off the fucking bomb, if you've seen the movie, you'll know. If you know, you know. But when he sets off the bomb, my headache that had still kind of been there completely disappeared. And I was like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Anyways, for the screenshot of the fucking guy getting insta-gibbed, he says, and this is the second I prematurely ejaculated all over my laptop. I'll tell you what, my flatmates will not be eating their dinner in the living room for a while. That red stuff on the window is not, in fact, organic sun-ripened tomato. It's organic sun-tanned Burmese soldier. This is why God made guns that big, so you can literally turn someone into paste at short range. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Anyways, here's the rapist guy. The screenshot of that, and he says, "I'm as much of a fan of a bit of innocent rape as the next man. Sorry, we now call it surprise sex." Again, 2007, kind of cutting edge. It was a cutting edge post.
But then again, you could say that, or you could say that these problems have been around for a lot longer than anyone gives them credit for.
The problem of lol, specifically. But he says, this guy is just asking for trouble. Even rapists in films always get the best deaths. This fucko is going to get turbo Rambo'd. Which, again, that has lived rent-free in my head for fucking, the past 20 years? Something like that. It's been almost 20 years. In fucking 2 years, it's going to have been 20 years since this fucking post.
Describe random things that way sometimes.
Yes, someone's just going to get fucking turbo Rambo'd specifically. And yeah, here's the screenshot, of course. Also in the trailer, he just goes, ha ha ha. He ripped his fucking throat out with his hands. A little excessive, I thought. Could he not just cut his head off again? Or is there some kind of union regulations about not repeating yourself when on a murder spree? By the end of the film, he's going to be reading poetry at people to death. Also, I managed to get another semi at this point. And then Rambo on the machine gun. It says, Rambo is not content with turning one person into tomato puree. Here, he's now found more people to execute. Firstly, a bunch of unsuspecting, murdering rapist Burmese soldiers just minding their own business whilst beating some peasants and stealing their freedom. Then he finds, there's a truck of guys, he's a big fucking truck of people and turns them into pate too. He doesn't even give them warning. Oh, truck dudes incoming would be polite. I'm not sure on the etiquette of murderous death kill sprees anymore. I'll have to consult my union. And then Rambo with a bow from earlier in the movie, actually. Ho ho, here's the bow and arrow combo again. You see, they set up the bow and arrow at the start. Now you see it again. First you're thinking, why is he going fishing in the middle of a war zone? And then the fucking guy in the... again,
that's actually one of the things also about the actual movie trailer is it kind of low-key spoils the ending of the movie.
Well, not the ending. It spoils just the movie overall. It does spoil the ending too, yes.
Intense brutality that you end up seeing.
And I understand. And here's the thing. That doesn't make the movie worse. In fact, I was like,
this is why
I think I'll see this.
This is why I don't really care about spoilers. If the thing is good, I'm going to enjoy seeing it when I go to see it legitimately.
Yes. Make the presentation good enough, then no amount of plot twists will be needed to not... I mean, it is nice to not know and be like, oh, that's an interesting thing. But anyways, here the guy who explodes in the rice paddy minefield, but it says, and of course you realize he was killing another dude, killing him so hard that the guy spontaneously explodes on contact with water. That's how hard that guy got Rambo'd. Bow and arrow should be the gayest projectile weapon ever made, but somehow Rambo makes it work. And then here's
actually a good point.
The next screenshot is literally just spoiler of the ending, basically. It says, here Rambo demonstrates the only form of penetration he practices. He is literally up to his nuts and guts. Well, up to his wrist and guts, maybe. The lovingly focused shots of viscera in this trailer are top quality. I have not seen as violent or unpleasant a trailer as this in a long time. That's probably because it is actually a showreel from Cannes. But still, awesome. How many trailers would be improved by somebody's throat being ripped out? I know I felt like that through most of the trailer for The Holiday. And then Screenshot of a boat exploding. It says, and a boat explodes because you have to have an exploding point. A exploding boat. I think It's a Wonderful Life had a boat exploding in it at some point. And then just says Stallone with his face. And it says, check out the shitty 80s A-Team-esque font they're using. That is totally balls, which I don't know if that's good or bad, or both, maybe. Crabman.
I'm going to say good.
It is good. It says Crabman, I think the other guy from TwoAngryMenBlogspot.com. Crabman is totally obsessed with fonts, and he would probably have spent more time fixating on how shit it is than the rest of the trailer. Then he probably had a wank over Fizz Gig or something. And then it's the same font, John Rambo, which is what the movie was originally called. And he ends the post by saying, totally stupid name. What was wrong with Fourth Blood? Still, I'll go and see this for certain. I'll be pissed / off my face on crystal meths when I do, but I'll go and see it. Das Jordi. One comment, but doesn't show it. And then twoangrymen.co.uk, which I'm pretty sure is long gone.
Long gone.
But this, when I think about Rambo, this is the not even the trailer. This post sold me on seeing the movie in theaters, and I was not even close to disappointed.
That convinced me to go and see the Expendables 1.
Yeah. Well, sort of like the "If you let Eat, Pray, Love win, you don't deserve to be a man" trailer. I was like, well, I better go see it. I want to deserve to be a man. Don't I want to deserve to be a man? Yes, I do.
But no, it also it convinced me of two things. One, that the movie was going to be pretty cool, and two, that Eat, Pray, Love is a terrible movie.
Yes.
The message of the movie is inherently rotten and needs to be combated.
Yes. Fucking she should have gotten turbo.
The marketing,
Rambo.
or just like the marketing for Battlefield 2042, the marketing absolutely sold me. I was absolutely marketed to.
Yeah, except Battlefield 2042, that sucked in comparison. Yes. The first Expendables movie was not that good. It
wasn't as good as Rambo 4. I accepted
it as a dumb action flick. Even Rambo then, it was 4, still like, well, okay, I guess.
Rambo 4 is a better movie because Rambo 4 is not Rambo 4 is not trying to fucking.
Rambo 4 is way more violent. That's the thing. The Expendables is it was rated R, but it wasn't that violent ultimately.
I appreciate the lack of pretense in Rambo 4.
Yes, and that's also why I like the Expendables generally.
That's also why the Expendables work. The reason Expendables works is because of the reason that Rambo 4 would not work.
Yes. It's all the things that are wonderful. And so again...
That's the thing that Stallone kind of gets. He knows what people want. He knows what people want to see.
Yes. So therefore, that's why you should see this on movie night tonight. Or it's just in general, but no reason not to see it on movie night. So once again... a good job listening to Shitty Webcomics.